Hello and welcome to your astrological vibrations for Wednesday, July 30th, 2025 by Gaia Blooming. I am Mimi and our energy mantra for today is I rise in love for the divine unfolding. And this is instead of falling in love, we are going to rise in love with the unfolding of everything. That being said, hi coastal peoples, west coastal peoples, please, if you are anywhere near the coast, be aware of that tsunami warning. I was just checking in with my family and clients that are very close to the coast. So please just take care of yourself because the waters of the world are clearly not playing right now. That being said, let's dive into today's astro. And trust, I was like looking at the chart and I was like, what is causing all of this? But that's for another time. So today our biggest unfolding is Chiron going retrograde. We have Chiron going retrograde in the sign of Aries, and it's actually going to be retrograde until 2026. It's not going to go direct until January 2nd of 2026. So here we are touching upon the 2026 energies. Now, just like every other retrograde, Chiron retrograde is a pull within. And this doubles down on these Aries lessons. Our inner child card today is so perfect with this. I'm actually going to share it right now. The card is, you deserve to be seen. And I think it's like you deserve to be seen as you are. And as I was like glancing at the card, it had some I am energies that it was talking about. I glanced at it. I didn't read it fully. But we'll read it later. But this is a really great time. The image that's popping up for me, Mimi's Sabian symbols, is an archaeology dig, but to discover layers of yourself that you pushed away, that you've forgotten, that you haven't allowed to be seen, that would like to come to the surface, that are important parts of yourself, that it would be healing to allow these pieces to be seen. And so this is something to think about over the next 5 months, 5+ months. As this energy, asks us to show up deeper and deeper and dig deeper and deeper within ourselves, again, to allow these things to come up to the surface. So this is definitely potent. Like I said, anytime a planet goes retrograde, it is a call to look within. And I think one of the most important lessons with Aries is that you matter. The work you do matters. Who you are matters. The healing energies that you experience, these things all matter, and these things all really do make a difference in the world. I think sometimes when there's so much going on in the world, we can feel selfish, like doing our inner work, but it's not selfish. It is for everyone because we are all connected. And so just be aware of that in this astro energy. Now, at the same time today, we are also finishing up Venus in Gemini. Venus is going to move into Cancer at 8:57 p.m. Pacific time. So I think I'm going to talk about that more so in tomorrow's scope. But just be aware, Venus in Cancer. Venus is happy in Cancer, just like Jupiter is happy in Cancer. And this will, again, soften the energies a little bit more, but it's also going to push our emotional processing. And I think that that's part of some of these waters of the world things that are happening is we've got, the word that's coming through is unplumbed emotions that we do need to work our way through. And it's nobody's fault. It's not a fault thing. It's just a reminder that we are made up of so much water. And so got a lot of watery things to face within ourselves, a lot of emotional energies to face within ourselves. But with Venus in Gemini at 29 degrees today, and the moon hanging out in Libra, we may really feel a call to make connections. This might be actually a beautiful time to reach out to those you love. I even think, like, in some ways, when we have events like this happen, we're called to reach out, right? Like, I reached out to several people just being like, hey, you aware of this? You good? Like, just in case, we don't know what's going to happen. And so we kind of have a little bit more of that energy. Like, notice where you feel drawn and feel that call to reach out. It actually is very interesting because I'm like thinking, I was like, wow, I have had this call to reach out to a friend who I haven't spoken to in quite some time. And I'm like, oh, I need to reach out to them. Like, that's why they've been on my mind. So listen to that if somebody's coming up for you, and just reach out and see about that connection. Venus in Gemini is also, I don't know, just potent. Gemini energy is so potent for change, right? And having Uranus in the sign of Gemini is helping us work that energy. But with the 29th degree of Gemini, this might be a potent day to put some change in regards to yourself. Venus can also be like your self-love. And so are there any changes that you're wanting to make in your world? As we move into Cancer, you may find, even though like change isn't the easiest in Cancer, if you set it in play now, you may find you can kind of go with that flow as Venus moves into Cancer. Now at some point the moon will oppose Chiron and have a little tug of war. I think that's going to be late at night, early in the morning, depending where you live, that we feel that. But you might feel it building, and you might feel a little tension between who the world, who your family, who your friends, who your bosses, who anybody with authority has told you to be, versus your truest, you-iest you. And so be aware of that and trust there is a place in the world for your you-iest you. So let's look at these cards, and then we'll read the inner child card, which is beautiful. Speaking of inner child energy, it is strong. We've got playful energy. Hello, Venus at 29 Gemini definitely can be a very playful energy. So we have this, and we have the Sun card, which also has an innocent inner child aspect to it. So we're definitely being encouraged to play, be silly. Gemini loves the silly energy. The combination of Leo and Gemini can definitely bring out the goofy in you. So just be aware of that, and if it comes up, like, let yourself be that. We also have a little be here now energy, the totality card. So be aware when you need to be present. You might go from goofy to be like, whoa, I haven't seen this part of myself in a really long time. Whoa. Like, you may have some emotional response to it. That's beautiful. That's good. That's helpful. We have the ripeness card. And the ripeness card to me is always like, hey, you're ready. You're ready for this next layer. Ready for these energies that are coming through. So don't worry about it. Just kind of like see where you can flow with it. Final card is the inner voice card. And you may have to tune into your intuition. You may have to tune in to your higher self in order to, I don't know, recognize whatever lessons you need in regards to these pieces and parts of yourself bubbling up, or even how to help encourage some of the shyer pieces that have been tucked away for so long, how that they can feel safe in a world that doesn't necessarily always feel safe. Let's read You Deserve to Be Seen, and I'm going to read the whole card. Within each of us, no matter how deep it might reside, is someone who desperately longs to be seen and cherished for who they are. This is a normal desire that is crucial to our well-being and the embodiment of our true self. It is not selfish, nor is it anything to be ashamed of. The gift of being seen is something that was meant to be given to us as children by a trusted caregiver, but sometimes they were unable to do so. There can be various reasons for this, and even if a caregiver did love us, they might still not have been able to truly see us as we are. In truth, it can be easier to see a person through our own lens, instead of letting that person show us a new view of the world. If you feel there are parts of you that would benefit from being seen, now is the time to do so. In the same way, it is healing for another to see us. It can be just as beneficial for us to see ourselves. There's an acceptance exercise. For this exercise, think of at least one thing you are very good at, but that you have not allowed yourself to claim as yours. Once you have something in mind, make I am statements. These statements can be about anything you like, but they should provide a sense of empowerment when you say them aloud. For example, I am powerful. I am kind. I am amazing at board games. Get as specific as you can regarding your awesomeness. Write down your I am statements and place them somewhere you will see them throughout your day. Wherever you see these statements, speak them aloud with conviction and believe that you are speaking about yourself, or what you're speaking about yourself is irrevocably true. And a journaling prompt says, how do you feel after a day of practicing I am statements, or even just journaling some of your I am statements? Is there anything holding you back from believing in your own awesomeness? And I have to say, one of my favorite I ams is I am silly. And I really value my silliness. It comes in handy. I'll just leave that there. Anyways, so that's going to be it for today. I hope that you can embrace your inner child. And you can always book a reading if you would like some support in and through any and all of these energies. Email me, mimiclark@gmail.com for that. And the better it gets, the better it gets. There's more than enough love in the world for you. You have the power, and may your guiding light be strong, and know that you can trust the process. Namaste.